So
Welcome
then
back to
I'm
the
like,
flannel panel, everybody.
lady, the tea bag is always better the second time.
Tea bag.
I thought most waitresses knew that. So
Interesting. What were you up to in Utah, Mr. Reeves?
just ordering drinks.
I mean, it was Utah, so it's not what that sounded like.
Right. It was just tea.
It was just Steve. That's all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Welcome back to the flannel panel, everyone. We got a fun show today. I didn't make it, but something happened on the weekend. The Flannel Fest 2022. Is that what you're calling this?
Oh, yes. It's official. Look at that.
It's been branded.
Boom.
Look at that.
Been branded.
Trademark.
That's amazing.
Just so happens there's a couple left over here for y'all.
Stay buttoned up. Wow.
That's awesome.
Look at this.
Look at that.
If I would have known there was swag, I would have changed my flight.
Kind of my strike. The best part about it is I told them that it was the ultimate to-go cup. So when they left, I wanted them to fill that with whatever was their favorite from my bar.
Oh.
Yeah, and I took advantage of him.
I took a hit that day, but it was worth it.
In which way, Troy? In which way?
I was like, "What'd you get, Troy?"
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say handy. That's too on the nose. I got the Wild Turkey, the 17-year-old bottle and bond they did a couple years ago.
Right. That's such a good, such a good one. Good call.
Conway stuck off with the last of the Boomtown one.
Oh,
which was awesome.
Well played as well.
Yeah.
Andrew West sent me a message saying he was so mad that he was remodeling his bathroom instead of making it down to the Flannel Fest.
Is that Canadian for moving furniture?
Maybe. Although if it's not, it can be now.
It is now.
And Conway's here. He's also warning Troy already.
Yeah, he's ruthless. I was telling you guys, he was making me drink before I even knew I was playing.
I feel you're okay with that, though.
Yeah, was it Saturday evening? I think we were drinking. We just had killed a bottle of George T. Stagg that Jason had, and he got me on that. So theoretically, I was supposed to drink more of it, but we
were out of it. Listen, if there's ever time to get hit with it, that's the move, right?
I may look dumb, but that's just a disguise.
Yeah. That's what Conway was saying when we were at his house a couple of weeks ago. He's like, "You should just try to get buffaloed now and drink the rest of this bottle." And I'm like, don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah. He hit Troy with a buffalo like shit. He was off the plane like 40 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. We were at lunch. I went to the bathroom. I came back and they were talking about me. And Jason said something like, "I don't want to do it." I said, "You guys are planning on leaving me for dead in the middle of the desert, aren't you?" And he's like, "No, but that's a buffalo." I'm excited.
That's awesome. Michelle's here too.
I realize that I don't have as good a poker face as I thought I did, because I kept saving Troy, because every time he'd go to Buffalo, I'd wince or do something like look away, and he started picking up on it, and so did Conway, and I was getting some shit looks from Conway. I'll tell you, I was scolded more than once this weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We all got hit but Conway because he's a professional. We even tried switching which side his water and his drink was on at dinner, trying to flip-flop a little bit. Nope.
Didn't work.
He's
That's a good strategy, though.
Like a Jedi master.
Yeah. He's zero fun.
The best move was, there was several times where Troy was doing this.
Yeah.
How deep were you at that point, Troy?
Waist deep. Yeah.
Waist deep.
Troy's like 6'8", though, so that's good.
Waist deep to him is over my head. So,
like Saturday night, we were just kind of visiting more than drinking. And at some point, I don't know if I was waiting for somebody to ring a bell to start drinking, so I just rung the bell myself. All right, I'm drinking.
Saturday was the time where, one, I was trying not to fall asleep for a minute, and then second wind happened, and then it went from 10:30 to 2:30, like that, and I was like, whoa. So it was the beveraging pace increased exponentially there over a course of about 90 minutes to a couple
on
hours.
Saturday. Friday was weird in a way that I don't know how it started, probably because I instigated it. But we ended up pulling the shittiest stuff that I own and drinking it, which was safe to say is they all got to try Floki.
You did.
Tasting it.
You didn't drink that? Oh, that was bad.
I didn't fly across the country to drink your worst whiskey, brother.
I'd try it.
It smells like a feed yard. Like I'm very familiar with that smell living in the Midwest, and there is no way that I was drinking it.
I was getting hay, but like also fish. It was weird.
Oh, gosh.
It was like a fish house.
Huh.
That sounds horrible.
It was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey has like a superpower to do that time warp thing. Because when we were there for 4th of July, it was the same thing. He got home. He was exhausted. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to be long. And then all of a sudden, second wind kicked in, and it's 2:30 a.m. And we're drinking some Balcones crap that pushed me over the edge.
Well, I think I fell asleep for probably about 10 or 15 minutes, and then that was like the power nap. And I was like, okay, now we can drink again. We're good. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Peerless.
What else? I was like, what else did you guys get to do in Utah, though?
Well, we ate like kings because that's what Jason and Nat do.
We pretty much ate, drank, and was merry.
Yeah. And then we made the journey up to High West, Park City, which is just a spectacular facility on a 3,500 acre horse ranch in the mountains. It snowed.
So they got to witness the Utah snow on the way up.
Yeah,
there was like 4 or 5 inches of snow up there.
It was gorgeous. It wasn't super cold, but yeah. So there was snow all over the mountains and on the tops of the barrel heads and on the top of the distillery and stuff. Like it was beautiful. So like that's got to be the most inefficient possible way to start a distillery, to be like, hey, so we're going to take a 3,000 acre horse ranch and we're going to drop a distillery on it that's on a crazy winding road that you're going to have to take a secondary road to get trucks in and out of, and then that's where we're going to distill our stuff. So, but man, it makes for pretty amazing photos. It's just a gorgeous facility.
Well, that's not the original facility, right, Jason? Because the original facility was all downtown.
Downtown. That's what I mean. It's like it's got to be the most expensive way possible to do it.
And they still,
once they got bougie
down in the valley.
Yeah,
most of their aging brick houses are down in Salt Lake. Still,
Ty, before these guys got or their flight came in, Jason took me downtown, showed me some of his fancy spots. So I got to. I think he pointed at his barber shop.
You didn't go in though.
No, he threatened to take me for a shave.
I would totally.
But we went to his like Italian deli, for the meat and cheeses for the charcuterie board. So that was an experience.
So do you feel any bougier?
Yeah, I learned a lot. And Jason is like the ultimate host. He's a good tour guy. Like so proud of Salt Lake, and I got to see a lot of it. And I was like a total tourist because I've never been out there. So I'm just like I must have took 100 pictures through the windshield of the truck. Just
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, how was that plane trip, Troy?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I've got
before that, Kim's here. Happy Wednesday, Kim. Good to see you. That's awesome. And Troy, get into this plane adventure because you said last thing we heard as the Flannel Panel was you feel like a toddler getting shipped across America.
Yeah, it's like I was like when you take your 6-year-old and put him on an airplane. That's kind of how I felt. But I made it. Everything started out well. My first layover was in Minneapolis, and I had a 30-minute layover.
That's a quick one.
It was. The time I got off my plane, my next flight had been boarding for 20 minutes. So I'm not used to this. It's a long ways away. I'm going as fast as I can. I I can see the gate. I'm about 100 yards away, and I hear them calling last call for the flight. So now I'm running. So I get to the gate, wave them down like I'm here, and I'm huffing and puffing. The guy at the gate's like, "Oh, you made it." So I go, and I'm the last person on the plane, and this poor lady thought she had an empty seat beside her. And here I come.
Here comes Troy.
That's awesome.
Hot, sweaty, out of breath, and just swims in beside her.
Can I grab that seatbelt?
Yeah. So I ruined her flight. And the only other note I really have is on the way home from Salt Lake to Detroit, which is a long flight. I can't even remember what I was going to say now.
Detroit stopped you.
Oh, so yeah, it was about 4 hours. I had to go to the bathroom. I had managed not to go to the bathroom on any of the flights, but I had to finally go. Those bathrooms, there's no way people have sex in there. There is no freaking way. I couldn't even turn around in there. If I'd have dropped a quarter, I couldn't have picked it up.
That's where I had to open the door and back in.
Yeah. So I feel like just another Tommy Boy moment in the shitter.
Wide open.
So yeah, those planes aren't meant for people my size. Those seats are not built for my hours.
They're not built for people 5'10" and 185 pounds. Like they're not built for any humans. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
True.
That's not how that works. Yeah.
Do you have any flight adventures, Corey?
The morning flight out, I got set next to a very chatty person at like 6 a.m. Friday morning. I don't like to be chatty on an airplane. That's just not my jam. I don't mean it to be mean. I just don't really care to chat up a stranger for the most part. And the young lady who sat next to me, I would ballpark her early 30s. Like, it was just a wildly swerving conversation. It was like, I don't know, like, she wasn't mean or anything. It was just more like, so my dog doesn't like it when it's cold, so or when it storms, because it was kind of storming that morning. And she was like, so he wakes up. He also doesn't like it when it's cold. So I had to make him shoes so he can go outside. By the way, did you know that they're not teaching people how to write cursive in grade school anymore? That way they can't read the Constitution. I was thinking about maybe getting a horse. And also, do you have any ideas for maybe new cars? I'm like,
no.
Nope. So I finally found an opening to get my headphones in and be able to like tune out some of the questions. It was like just peppering rapid fire questions. And then I made the mistake of taking the one out when the beverage service came by, because I wanted to get a cup of coffee. And man, she was like, boom, like she was waiting to snipe right back in with a million other random assertions and questions. So it was what do you do for a living? I was like, nope.
Definitely not car sales. Yeah, definitely not.
It's trying not to take the bait.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fine. It'd be fine. So she was very kind. It was like exiting the plane, it was I immediately became just like gone scarce, just because I did not want to answer any questions about the airport or where to go. So yep, I was being antisocial and rude because I was saving all of my social energy for Flannel Fest. So
What
I didn't
flannel
have
were
the
you
fun
wearing
earlier
though?
today.
I feel like you should have been wearing like a certain flannel for that adventure.
The Black Sabbath flannel was on.
Would work.
On a
Yeah,
ride.
that would work. Yeah.
That is a good looking shirt, by the way.
Yeah. Now, when I got to Dallas, I met up with Conway in the airport. So we were just antisocial together and grumpy while sitting in our wait, making fun of people.
There was a picture. Yeah, there was a picture.
Yeah,
and Conway said he was smiling in it, and it was quite a joke.
Yeah. We did get asked on more than one occasion if we were brothers. So that was fine. I think it's just,
Soul Brothers.
Dudes with glasses and gray in their beards. But so no one sat in my aisle like I had a whole aisle to myself. What I should have done was just laid down in it and then taken photos and sent them back to Conway. Instead, what I did was like, hey, you can come sit up here so we can chat. Of course, being Conway, he immediately launched into like a spreadsheet and doing some work. But when we landed, so they're the moving sidewalks in Salt Lake City, because I don't know if you've ever been in Salt Lake City Airport, but that airport, holy shit, like you have to have like a Sherpa and oxygen to get from one end to the other. It is the biggest, longest, craziest airport ever. If you Google mapped it, it'd probably tell you it was a 20-minute walk from your where your gate was to actually where you get picked up after you pick up your bags. But there's a moving sidewalk and it's like slowing down, and Conway and I are like, what the F is happening here? And then it was like, oh, Conway's like, I've spotted it. He goes, let me know when you spot it. He's like, oh, I've got it. Dude in a yellow Coach backpack with matching yellow shoes is standing in the middle of the moving sidewalk that you're supposed to walk along. It's not just so that you can take a break. It's supposed to make you go faster. So yeah, we didn't yo MF anybody, but I think Conway got pretty close. So yeah, it was fun.
And if you haven't watched the MF version of the Flannel Panel, that was a few weeks ago with Conway on, and it was fun.
Yeah.
The whole weekend was very similar to that. It was great.
I bet. So you went on a Chatty Cathy flight, and then you wanted to chat with Conway, and he did what you did to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talked after a while. He was just working. Okay. He worked to start everything. So
yeah, you're like,
Conway's
hey,
busy
I'm thinking of buying a new car. And Conway's really?
No,
I'm trying to do work.
He started working. I was like, I can take a hint. I'll watch some Ted Lasso. We're good.
And Jason, how was chauffeuring the Flannel panel around?
Oh, I loved it. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I was nice that we all fit in the truck, which was nice.
I think that's a classic Jason, though. All fit in the truck, whether it's Kentucky, Nashville, Salt Lake. It's like hop in the truck. I got the 7-seater. We all got to get in the truck and go for a drive. I feel like that's
was it Friday night. We had the fancy dinner, and we took the limos to the restaurant. That was
these
fun.
guys have 2 Range Rovers.
Yeah.
Like being a Saudi prince.
Movie. Yeah.
Jared chauffeured those guys. And his is white and black. Mine is all black. And then Troy and I, we split off and did our thing. It was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, ho, ho. It was all consensual. Hey, Jason, do me a favor and tell them about we were going to go get taco story when we picked these guys up from the airport.
Consensual, eh?
Yeah.
I should have my son come in here and explain what's going on. It really ticked me off because, on a side note, my son Jared, he came and hung out with us Friday night. We struck up the fire pit. We all sat out there and froze to death and told stories and drank. It was great. So, all right. So to start with, it was very simple. I picked them up from the airport, and while the way we were driving, they were starving. They all mentioned that they were very hungry. So I got just the place. It's my favorite taco place, Taqueria 27. And so
we're on our way.
As we're driving, I just changed my mind at the last minute. And I said, fuck it, I'm calling an audible. And I got off the freeway and went right instead of left. And we ended up at a German bratwurst place called the Bohemian Brewery. So,
all right.
Which was the food was fantastic.
It was a sausage fest then.
It was a sausage
fest. God damn it, Ian. Yes, it was.
So as I was turning right, all I heard was, I thought we were getting tacos.
And you went for sausages instead. I see.
Well, and then, so that night, my son explained to Conway what was going through my head the whole time. And he was dead on. He explained to them, I'm paraphrasing through him. I can't get him over here, but I guess I could tell you because it was going on in my head. It's the truth. So I'm very response oriented. So when I mentioned Taqueria 27, how excited I was, it got kind of quiet in the back. Nobody really mentioned about like, well, we're hungry. You know, it's like, so I kind of gauged that they didn't really want tacos. So I was going back and forth, and then the topic switched, and I just kind of panicked. I'm like, they don't fucking want tacos. So I just next best place. I went to the Bohemian Brewery at the last second. So
yeah, because they just got in the truck. They said they're hungry. We're going to get tacos, and we've just, we're all excited to see each other. So we're talking. The next thing you know, he's like whipping it. It's not like he signaled and yielded. He freaking. It was a hard turn.
It was a hard turn. And in my defense, they're only like 2 blocks from each other, so it wasn't a giant hard detour. And also, I did take Troy to the taco place on Sunday, so somebody got.
So I had sausages and tacos.
Well, yeah, boom.
Anytime you can put a sausage in a taco.
When it comes to those, and also usually on Fridays, I've rambled way too much about the fact that this place does like a daily taco, and they do like variations of street tacos. And my favorite, they do a steak potato taco. So instead of refried beans, they use mashed potatoes with steak, and they're glorious.
Yeah.
And I was so excited, but I checked Instagram before I picked y'all up, and they weren't serving the potato taco. So I'm like, I've been saying it forever, and it didn't happen. So,
that would have flipped you too.
One of the reasons
that would have flipped you for sure if you saw that it wasn't serving what
potatoes
you
on the menu. We wouldn't have switched.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So how were the sausages?
We did. We had some
huge.
What was that, Troy?
Sausages.
Utah.
I actually had pastrami.
Yeah, they were thick.
With 2 C's?
Yeah, the pastrami sandwich. Same.
Pastrami sandwich. So you went to Bratwurst. What was it? Belgian Bratwurst?
The Bohemian Brewery.
Oh, that's completely wrong.
They had a ton of stuff. I mean, it wasn't just like, hey, check out our schnitzel. It was they had lots of options.
Yeah.
But they do have schnitzel, and it's really good.
So did they brew their own beer? Was it a
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Lots of beer.
And how was that?
First buffalo occurred there.
Yeah. Yeah. The beer was good. I was surprised that for a place like that, I was like, not that I was, listen, the food was amazing. But I was like, how does this place not have pretzels with mustard like that? Like, made no sense.
It didn't have pretzels?
No, which was shocking.
But Jason, you need to like consult them.
That's true.
Take a feed.
They had the sandwiches were excellent, and I mean just absolutely excellent. And so were it was very good food. So I mean, it wasn't a bad choice. But yeah, it was just kind of we went from taco place to, hey, I want to show you my favorite sausage joint. Ayo.
But yeah, we were around the fire that night, and Jared was breaking it down like thought by thought, and Conway just couldn't get enough of it. He's like, I think that's exactly what happened.
Pretty spot on.
Hey, buddy.
James is here watching.
He knows. He knows how weird I can get.
About sausages. Weird about sausages. Yes. So after the sausage joint, what happened?
Well, there was just a lot of eating and hanging out pretty much. We did watch the Texas K-State game at the house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We had some there was interest on both sides there. So it was a good game.
And that was a required thing, right? Was watching that game. Hence the photo in the back, or the picture in the background, Corey.
Yeah. I mean, that was
yeah, look at that.
There you go. Yeah, it was. I mean, we're going to try to catch some of it. And we flipped over to the Oregon game for Conway. And Troy was very concerned on the score early on because Ohio State played while we were at High West. So he was checking the score there. Only to find out that they played basically in like a crazy windstorm, so that there was just no passing. But yeah, it was fun. It was a little stuck in college football and a whole lot of food and a little bit of NFL on Sunday. And yeah, I mean, like seriously, that's if you can get together with your buddies, and we did not have a bucket of spaghetti, Nat. That was a pass.
I voted for it.
Yeah.
Apparently that was the thing.
Meats, cheeses, whiskey, and football. You're in good shape. That was funny. Jason was like, "Hey, we can order out some pizza," and then he was like, "There's also a place called Bucket of Spaghetti that will bring you a bucket of spaghetti." And I was like, "Holy shit, we are not." No,
I mean, like, I'm not against the bucket of spaghetti.
I've always kind of wanted a whole bucket.
I mean, and delivered.
Yeah.
Bucket.
Well,
That's
yeah.
different.
Well, that came about because once I was out sightseeing with Troy, and we were actually driving down 7th East, and I was telling him the story about how Nat and I met, and we met at the Starbucks, and we were driving by the Starbucks where we met, and I'm like, and that's the Starbucks, and it is now a bucket of spaghetti. So that's how we found it. So
I learned their whole backstory. A lot of questions were answered there Friday morning.
So I wonder if we would have the same relationship if we met at a bucket of spaghetti instead of a Starbucks.
Interesting.
Probably.
Yeah.
So on the way from the airport to Jason's house, we went by a place that I had seen or had saw. I don't know what the proper grammar is on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, just like last week. And I mentioned that, oh my God, we got to go there. So the next morning I get up at 8:00 and Jason's already been there and back and got a whole box of these sandwiches.
Kolaches were, yeah.
And Nat had made me a big old cup of iced coffee. So that's what you're dealing with when you go to Utah.
Yeah.
The first morning it's just like I may never
Well,
go home.
I wanted to make sure we had them,
Oh shit!
no.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was my last second detour. I called another audible. I guess I just need to stop doing that.
Nope, you're
Is it
fine.
Omaha?
In Utah, I don't know. The Sandlot was filmed in Utah, and close to our house is the drugstore that they bought the baseballs, and it was in the movie. So I was so excited, and it is just run down, and
But it took us like 3 blocks to find it. He kept thinking they had tore it down.
He was like,
"Oh, that's a bitch tore it down."
They tore it down, and then like a block later, he's like, "Oh shit, there it is."
And every block that went past, Nat's steaming. That's the first time they got to see some marital disharmony from Nat and myself. So they were all in the back laughing their ass off because Nat and I are arguing about it.
Yeah. And was it the like the house, right, or where the baseball field was that got torn down?
That
right?
was
You're like,
yeah,
well, they tore that down. Yeah, so that was still fun. Yeah. we saw the general area where they filmed one of the greatest movies of all time. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh. Did Jason take
I'd have been all
on a quest to find Post Malone's house?
When Michelle was here, we went looking for Post Malone's house and we couldn't find it.
Isn't it
He
like
told
a
the
bunker?
story, but we didn't go looking.
Like a compound or something?
It's a gigantic compound up in Cottonwood Canyon. And we thought we'd found the address online, but you know how that goes.
What were you gonna do?
Online's always the truth.
What's that?
Yeah.
What would you have done if you did find it?
Just photo ops,
Get a face tattoo.
Hey, I'd do it. All we had to do was, I was telling these guys, just wait around downtown. He usually shows up and buys stuff for everybody on the evenings. And he was actually in town on concert that same weekend.
Oh,
I don't know.
That dude's impressive. Post Malone. Have you seen like his country stuff that he throws up there?
Yeah, he's real good.
Yeah,
love Post.
Yeah,
I think if you could get a Post Malone, Sturgill Simpson, like Zach Brown band concert, that would probably be the most weed smoked in like a 3-state area at one time. That would be pretty good.
Yeah.
You could probably smell it and or see the haze several states away.
Well, that's what if you're looking for his house, like Post Malone's house, is there a cloud around it? That's
probably.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Probably.
All right, so you're at Flannel Fest 2022, and now should we make this like I say we because I wasn't there at all, but should this be an annual event?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I would love to go. it's a long ways from Ohio, so I don't know if I can do this every year or not.
That's what I say. I mean, the best part about it,
Troy, it's a little further for
big
me.
enough to where I think if we all just chip in and just pick a spot and hit an Airbnb.
Oh
Well, that works. Or we could move it around, and it could be.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah,
we could host it at different locations. That way, since Ian keeps getting chained to Canada,
it's
that at
kids.
some point
it's
we
not
can
Canada. It's kids. Those stinking kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
I blame them. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
I think so. Yeah, you got a few more years of it. For sure.
Yeah, they're young, so as time goes on,
never
it'll be
run out
better,
of
but...
excuses to blame your children. I still do.
Do you?
I was gonna say, Ian's like, how old is your oldest, Ian?
My oldest is almost 7.
Yeah, you got plenty of years.
So Ian's
10
like
years away
6 or
from
7
anything at all.
years. Yeah, 6 or 7 years behind me.
I'm screwed, is what I am. Yeah, my youngest is 4. It's a tough. It's touchy, and my wife's a nurse, which makes it even worse. So,
no, she's a superhero.
100%.
But that requires a lot of her time.
100%, yes, and also schedule. She sent me this post the other day. It was this guy like cooking dinner for his family. It was a reel on Instagram, and it really hit home. And the guy's cooking dinner for his family. He's like chopping up like taco meat on a frying pan or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, marry a nurse. They said it'd be fun. Like, schedule sucks. They're always tired, anxiety to the hilt, and the mood swings. What's with the mood swings?" And I was like, "Oh, that's my life." Like, so
it's also a little bit of a trap. You're like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to laugh at this or not.
Yeah, actually, so I screwed up, and we kind of got in a little tiff the next day, and I sent that back to her because of the mood swings part. And she's like, "What's with this passive aggressiveness?" I'm like, I didn't mean it. Nat, I'm gonna need help. It's a trap. It was a trap, and I failed. So. Yes, but I will make a solid effort on making anything that happens next year, because the FOMO was real, as we saw in a few of the text threads and groups we're in. So, next year maybe we can switch it up. Although Utah,
go to Vegas,
I gotta make
Michelle?
Utah. Vegas, Michelle would.
Well, I mean, we've got good options among the group, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Colorado is an option. I think Ohio would still be fun.
Yeah.
Come on.
What do you mean still be fun? It's always fun. Did I ever tell you about Whiskey Wednesdays?
Yeah.
Troy's got a friggin' apartment we could all crash in.
Oh yeah, true. That's true.
We just remodeled the whole freaking place.
Yeah, and the best part was Monday when
remodeled it twice.
When Troy was leaving on Monday morning, we lost power. So he comes out and says,
y'all.
He's used to that, isn't he?
Keep the lights on.
Yeah, I thought Troy's used to that. He's lost power and internet and running off a battery for a while.
Right at home.
Yeah.
I just think 4 days is too much for me to be anywhere. I just broke the whole house.
You could have stayed 4 more. But that's it. That's as much as I could handle.
All right. So we'll have to plan that for next year for sure.
Yep.
Be great.
I was like 8 days with Troy, and Jason would have been out of alcohol.
Yeah. I will say that Jason did set a fairly high standard with the whole, here's a flask, fill it up with whatever you want from my bar when you leave. I was like,
yeah, I'm not getting
that's a fantastic idea. And then I was like, ooh, yeah. It kind of makes you prove, the one we're always like, shit, man, open up whatever you want with your friends. But then when you're like, ooh, how many ounces does a flask hold? You're like
6 ounce flask.
When that happened with Troy, bless his heart, he was leaving, and I told him to go pick. He went to the wild turkey shelf, and he brings down Cornerstone, and I'm like, I know you have Cornerstone. Where are you taking Cornerstone home with you? He says, well, I know. I don't want to take all the bottle and bond. I'm like, I said anything from the bar, so take the damn bottle and bond, because I had a backup. So luckily,
you have a backup for the bottle and bond.
That's what sold me.
That was the same thing that I said.
Well played, Jason. Well played. That's one of the best bottle, of all time. I think. I really think that's ranked way up there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I felt like it took me a half hour to fill that flask because I was afraid it was going to overflow it. So I like pour.
Don't waste any.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest.
Troy would have licked it off the counter in a second.
Hell yeah.
I would have.
Yeah.
I know it was a lot of fun.
So what was the consensual favorite pour? And Conway, I know you're in the chat. What was the favorite pour or moment of the weekend? Maybe it was around whiskey, maybe it was just around flannels, whatever it might be.
Well, let's do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would that be? What was your favorite pour and favorite moment?
Because I just want more FOMO in my life.
I know.
So
and I just want Troy to say sausages.
Sausage. Well, my favorite pour was we killed Jason's bottle of George T. Stagg, but we drank it out of his horn glasses. Those buffalo.
That's awesome.
The buffalo horn glasses. Yep.
We got horny with the stag, baby.
And I think we have a Blanton's video that Jason was horny with the horns.
Yep.
So if you haven't watched that, because not many people did, go into the videos and
I'm guessing about 12 of you.
Blanton's versus the world. Yeah. But
Troy has had a few beverages by the time we finished that George T. Stagg, and that's when he got buffaloed. So he has to get another drink poured, right? Because he had to finish the one that he had, and he goes, "Here, grab my horn." his cup. It's like, listen, man, you just set that up. Like that was totally on purpose. That was just so that you could get that line in.
That was making an impression.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll go fill up something.
And Conway's got Staggy favorite pour. Talking at the fire pit was great. So
I agree.
That cold fire pit seems to be a hit.
I wanted to tell a story about the fire pit because we had the whole range of, like, Corey was bundled up and freezing.
Yep, cold.
I just have a regular, maybe a sweatshirt on, and Jason is in short sleeves. So we had the whole range of insulation. Jason's a Viking. I don't know if you know it or not, but he was.
And he lives year round in Utah in the mountains. So
I wear my coat on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Where was
that's fresh
Dallas,
for you,
Texas, Conway on this scale?
Drunk.
Well, I don't remember him complaining. He hung out there, right? I think he was cold, but I don't remember him.
That dude lived in Edmonton for a while.
He's from Canada.
And if you can live in Edmonton, the cold is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just slips right back into Canadian mode. And it's not like I had mittens on or some shit. I had
they were regular gloves.
Yeah. They had fingers and everything.
At one point I offered to go in and get Corey my coat.
No, I just had a sweatshirt on. So I just put the hood up.
You're a sweetheart, Troy.
It's fine.
Well, yeah, but he wouldn't wear it because it was like a 4X and it was stupid.
Wrap it around a couple times.
No, that'd have been fine.
I think the fun part on that was the fact that we got out there and we didn't have anything to drink. So I sent Jared down. I said, my son, just go down and get 2 blind bottles and bring them up. And I'll be honest, I don't remember the second one, but the first one was the Boomtown 1. So we were out there toasting Boomtown 1 at the fire pit.
Yep.
Oh. Now that's special.
It was a good day.
That's special because Boomtown 1 is one of the best pours I've probably had, mainly because of the relationship factor and how good it is. But that's super special. So to do that, so to do that, super cool. Yeah. And Nat, if you're in the chat, what was your favorite moment? You got to hang out with all these dudes. By the time I left, was it good or bad? She did say this: CPAP ? Exclamation mark, and Joe Coy ? Exclamation mark.
That's the comedy bit. Joe Coy's a comedian.
Does he do a CPAP bit?
Yeah, and it's very funny and super dirty, and it's
hilarious.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you should definitely YouTube it. It's glorious. I haven't seen Conway laugh that hard ever. It's really.
Did he break a smile when he laughed?
Oh, he was rolling.
Yes.
I'm kidding because the
picture you said, how come you're not laughing as hard as I am? What's wrong with you people?
It's very funny.
That's awesome.
Very funny.
Yeah, even simple moments like that, sitting around watching a stand-up comedy special and getting drunk and getting buffaloed was hilarious.
Yeah.
So Jason, what was your favorite pour though? Favorite pour? Throw in a moment there.
I think I'm with the guys. I think the Boomtown one at the fireplace
Okay.
was big.
What did we toast around the table there, Jason? Remember we all took a picture and Jared toasted it with it. Was that the Willet pick or something?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did the sweet tea. We had this bottle signing ceremony with the new one. When Ty was here last time, we killed the Weller bottle, the autograph bottle. So Ty started a new one, Ty and Nate. So we continued that tradition, and they all signed the Willet bottle. So
Nice.
that was cool.
That's great. So the Weller bottle, that's the Weller food. That's the cornbread. That's killed.
Sweet tea.
Cornbread.
No.
And then they're signed the sweet. The new one is the Weller sweet tea.
Nice.
Or the Willet sweet tea. Excuse me. Yeah. So now I have both of them. They are archived and display pieces on the bar.
Oh, and speaking of signed bottles, Ty, you got to get a signature on your bottle recently at the fishing trip, right?
Yeah. Will signed the Old Scout Rye I've got.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's only so much left now. Like,
yeah,
gotta hold on for a few more people to come through now.
That's cool. And if you don't know what we're talking about, where did this start? This was Freddie the Drinking With episode on the podcast, right?
Happy birthday, by the way, Freddie. Not that he's listening, but
Is it his birthday, Freddie Johnson? So the podcast had Freddie Johnson on, and he talked about a bottle and signing it, I believe. I think that's how it went. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back in the podcast, Drinking With Archives, and check that out because it was a great one. And you guys kind of took that over. So what did that mean to you, and how did that kind of work out?
Me personally?
Yeah.
That story touched me deeply because, and it like, to quickly paraphrase is like, you don't need to save your bottles. Drinking with friends and when people are enjoying them, have them signed, and then you can go back and look at it and keep it on your bar and know everybody that you shared that bottle with. Yeah. And I don't have a lot of special bottles, but the ones that I do have, I like to share. And so now even like the Weller bottle, that one, they're really special because the important people in my life are on those bottles, the ones that have signed those bottles. Even this weekend when I was cleaning up, I had the Weller bottle on the bar, and I stopped and I looked at it and found the names and remembered the times we were drinking, and I'm a softy that way. So I still have the mason jar that Grease gave me the first time he gave me that Elmer T. Lee. It's sitting right
Elmer T. Lee. Yeah.
Elmer T. Lee. So, and I still have the Young Life cup that I had when I was at Ty's, and I'm a pack rat that way.
That's cool.
I like keeping trinkets around that help me remind, because I have ADD. I forget a lot, so it's nice to have little reminders.
Yeah, I like the idea behind that, where Freddie said it and Jason kind of jumps right alongside of it. It's like, hey, it's cool to have really awesome whiskey, but it's more fun if you can provide an experience for someone, which is like, hey, I've never had that or never tried it. And you're like, cool. Well, you don't have to pour out the whole bottle for them, but it's pretty important for someone to be like, hey, here's an ounce of something really special that's really hard to find. So have it, drink it. We'll drink it together, and then we'll both sign the bottle together. And then what a cool thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, we ended up with that bottle of George T. Stagg that Will brought to the fishing trip and killed it that weekend. But I love it because by the end of the weekend, anytime you have those like shared experiences, there's like phrases or things that come up throughout that time that kind of get cemented into that weekend. And so everybody that signed that bottle signed like a phrase or something
That's
that
cool.
had happened over and over that weekend. And so that's kind of like cemented in that legacy now of, you know, we'll not only remember the bottle in that weekend, but, oh yeah, that was Will kept screwing Chris with the Kings, or, you know, whatever it is. Like, we have that too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty actually did that to our bottle. That's one of the pretty cool. He used the bottom, signed the bottom of the bottle, and it has his favorite saying from his favorite movie.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Mine, not yours.
Yeah, that was Conway.
Oh, that's what I signed.
Yeah.
Conway signed that.
Yeah. The twins.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad that I've got to sign both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's a cool community, and I think the bottles and everything represents that, and how fun it is. So, yeah.
And don't let Jason snow you too much when he's like, I don't have very many special bottles of whiskey. That dude,
Yeah.
he's packed.
He's got like 4 cabinets.
Collection. He and Nat have some pretty cool stuff. They have like 4
He's
shelves
got
of stuff.
backups of Wild Turkey
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whipped out the backup
Come
bottle
on.
of Bond 17. No problem. Pour whatever
And
you want.
then-
I got back.
Like in the kitchen, it's on the Lazy Susan and stuff. Besides all of the basement stuff, it's in the kitchen.
But he'll pour anything for you,
Amen.
Oh yeah,
I don't think there's
100%.
anything off limits.
which is the real thing. Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah, that's always a challenge when you're over at somebody's house and you're like, they're like, open anything that's not, well, whatever you want. And you're like, there's so many amazing things here open. And I think Jason just really wants you to open a bottle really
Yeah, I
bad
think
because
so.
it's like, it's fun, right? To open a new one. Plus, listen, I'm the same way. I want somebody else to be over that way. I can be like, well, I had to open it. There were friends over.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was, that was good. It was good. I
That's
drank a lot of
fun.
that Old Scout Rye, by the way, Jason. So if it seems
That was
pretty
good
light
stuff.
compared to when I arrived, that's my fault. 'cause that's really good.
because it is.
That's the best thing about ADD. I don't remember any of the fill levels, so we're good.
Sure, ADD. It's not how much you drank at all. Yeah, it's all ADD. Yeah.
They did. What did you make me drink? Troy was giving me shit. Was it during the
Doesn't sound
game?
right.
And I hadn't been drinking enough, and you yelled. You got mad at me. So somebody had poured a 3-ounce pour of something, and I don't
Oh,
remember
Conway did that.
what was that. It was a very heavy pour.
I'm not
And
sure
just
what it
when you
was.
hit him
but
up, I just
He
killed the
poured,
whole.
he poured
Luckily-
everybody some, and then he poured you most of that High West glass full.
Oh, it was Dovetail. That's what it was. It was the Dovetail. Yeah. So to keep up with Troy, I had to. I just
Don't try and keep up with Troy.
No,
It was not. It was ill advised.
Yeah, those
I
Ohio boys.
immediately regret my decision.
My goodness.
Yeah, I will
Also,
say that.
Conway's a pusher.
Yeah,
The night I was we were down there, I'm like, we're drinking, and pretty soon I'm like, Conway's been drinking water for like the last 45 minutes. Like, I need to downshift here. Or this is gonna get weird.
he did that. I don't know if it was Friday. He just took a break. Like he was like a 90-minute timeout.
But speaking of opening bottles, another dude that like just
Oh, yeah,
come,
for sure.
Oh
because
my gosh, yeah.
a bunch of our guys and people have made it to Conway, and there's nothing held back at all, and
Yeah.
it shows the community and how much people want to share stuff, which I love. It's so cool.
he brought some fun
He'll
samples.
open,
Yeah, he
he'll
brought all
open
samples
stuff he
all.
doesn't even know he has.
He brought
Opens bottles.
brought an entire sack of samples. He just said, "All right, these are yours and yours."
Yeah,
and yours."
yeah.
And they were amazing samples.
Yeah, just Peerless Rye is the one I just crushed. That was real good.
I thought that was really good.
He was like Johnny Appleseed with the samples. Just you get one and you get one.
That's awesome. And
Awesome.
now, Jason, so you have some work to do coming up in the next little bit.
Oh yeah.
Pouring
Yeah,
some
did you
samples.
guys actually work together this year, or did you still
No.
tell everyone to screw
We just
off?
drank.
All right.
No, we
Well,
just
not all the bottles were in yet.
Yeah, exactly. We
yeah,
had
we couldn't
some
do the work.
I mean, you could have done 90% of it.
Yeah, we could have done the bottles that were there, I guess. We don't need them all, I suppose.
Yeah, or we could have done something like we could have stickered the bottles for you or something. So that would have already been done.
Oh, that would,
As long as I
but
can
then
drink.
then you spill a bit and the stickers run.
Sticker gets runny, and
Yeah. So for those that don't know, a bunch of people have 12 people have got together and they send a bottle, 13. And then it's 13 now. 13 as always, I guess. And we do an Advent thing, which is probably the best thing of the year, really, where so. you just get together every night for 20 minutes or so and chat and have a toast with one another. So if you don't have like whiskey friends or you have some online ones, this was a really cool thing to do. And maybe think about that. It's mid-November, almost mid-November, and you have time to make this happen. So it's 13 days that we take out of December, and it's a lot of fun. So, if you got a few buddies or something like that are into whiskey, maybe jump on that. And props to Jason for doing the majority of the work to that.
Yeah, I'm just the hired hand. I'm the labor. Corey does all the important 100. Stuff. He does the conceptualizing and the art and the stickers and.
Well,
it
segue.
It would be a craft fair if I did it.
Segue to the 813 Art House. On Facebook. Do you want to throw that out there right now?
Yeah, I just made it today.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good start to just the tip.
Oh yeah, we could. Do we want to do just the tips? I feel like we need to talk about sausages a little bit more.
Oh, we started and ended.
And welcome, just
welcome
the
back
tips.
to the show, folks. I started the Facebook page for 813 Art House. So that's there now. So now I just have to build the website and Instagram page and a few other pieces. But so I finished up logos and some other bits, and I'm going to run an actual gallery open house coming up in December. So yeah, it kind of turned into a thing. I had a local photographer who sells artwork to medical clinics and business offices and stuff around the state hit me up 2 days ago to potentially pair up with him, where he'd take photos and I'd do abstract art, and we could sell a bunch of stuff to commercial and business accounts. So who knows what all will happen, but It's starting to get kind of exciting. I think I tried to, when I made the page, I tried to do the thing where I was like, send it to everybody to invite them. And I don't know if it actually did, but who knows? So I clicked that up. So. Did it say that I'd invited you?
Yeah.
Or did you just see it?
I just saw it. I didn't
I got
to figure it out.
Yeah.
It was in my notifications, so.
But yeah, it'll be good. It's just, I don't know, kind of try to make it an actual thing, and I'll probably put some reels and stuff over there, and it'll be kind of fun. See where it goes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
One day it might be working for a living.
We're hoping for you. We're cheering.
Yeah,
for you.
I know
I'm thinking it's going to happen. Like, look at the thing behind you right now. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
let's go to the auction for McCain Auditorium at Kansas State University. So maybe find some high rollers there. That's actually, we're going to go take pictures of that tomorrow. The Tim Siegel, the photographer, because he thinks we could start selling stuff that K-State folks do. So
that's crazy. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Troy, how about just the tip?
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the sausages, because by just the tip involves sausages.
With tacos?
Yeah, I had the tacos, and I had all weekend long. Jason kept teasing me, and finally Sunday night we went to a place called, and maybe you're familiar, I've never heard of it before, a place called Wiener Schnitzel. If you've not had the chili cheese dog at Wiener Schnitzel, you're not living. Let me just tell you, we had the standard version, and we had the 100% beef. I mean, choose, pick your poison, but they're pretty good. So yeah, I've never been to a Wiener Schnitzel before, but we pretty much sampled the whole menu.
So you book into the trip with sausage.
Yeah. I mean, because Utah's known for their sausage. I don't know if you know that. Not a lot of people know that, but yeah.
So next year, Sausage
Capital of
Fest
the West.
2023.
I was like-
yeah.
Yeah. Sausage capital of the West. God.
All right. So Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah. Never been.
That's hard to follow.
Yeah.
That's hard to follow.
Jason only took Troy to Wiener Schnitzel. I kind of feel slightly left out, like Conway and I.
Yeah, you missed out on the tacos and the Wiener Schnitzel.
What the hell?
It's almost like
Just
we
means we have
different
to go
trip.
back. Just a reason to go back.
All right, well, who's next?
I think
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I
This
think
is just the
Jason
two
might
tips.
be muted.
Oh, is Jason on mute?
He's on mute.
Unmute.
I am.
There we are. Can you repeat that again?
I was just gonna say at some point, I just felt bad. I just kept feeding them, and I'm like, I guess I need more. It's like running out. It's like stuffing veal or something. It's like,
Oh,
gosh,
man.
Matter of fact, on Sunday, it was like, Troy, I'm not gonna offer you anymore. You tell me if you're hungry.
Yeah. He's like, I know you want to bring it up, but what time would you say you'd want to eat? You know.
I'm way too tired for this talk right now, guys. This is
We also hit an Italian restaurant,
Yeah.
and at one point we ordered in pizza. Like there was a lot of food. There was
lots of.
It was lots of
And I
Pretty much
still
anything
didn't
you
take
want,
it half the place I wanted to.
except for the bucket of pizza or bucket of spaghetti. I
no
tried,
bucket of
Everybody
spaghetti.
passed
couldn't make it happen.
Ain't no damn bucket of spaghetti.
I think I might go pick that up later tomorrow and show that.
yeah. Throw a picture on Flannel Panel. Yeah. So Jason, adjust the tip.
I got two. One and a
Bucket
half.
of spaghetti.
Yeah, bucket of spaghetti is my favorite place. So this isn't much of just a tip, but just kind of a nostalgic. What do you know? But all of us in the 50 Club. Do you all remember the show, The Fall Guy?
Yeah. And I'm not in the 50 club, but I do know the show.
Well, it's crazy. I was thumbing through entertainment stuff today at work because I work hard, and they're remaking The Fall Guy into a movie. Well, I thought that, but then it's going to star Ryan Gosling and Aaron Taylor Johnson, the guy that played Kick-Ass, and it's directed by the director of Deadpool 2.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know it was at first. I'm like, why would they do? And then I started reading. I'm like, okay, I'll probably watch that.
Who's in the Heather Locklear role?
I don't know. I don't know if they have one because I know the makeup girl, which wasn't Heather Locklear, is going to be played by Emily Blunt. But they haven't
Sounds like a
cast
winner.
that Rusty Blonde yet.
Okay.
But so on the other one, so from the demented mind of Natalie,
Oh wow.
she had found these harmless childhood frozen slushy magic.
Those like
And-
the cups, right?
The cups. And first of all, we might get, I'm sorry for what this looks like. And if you know, you know.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
But it's
man.
is you stick this thing in the
Jason.
freezer.
Jason,
This show is getting weird.
what does it look like?
That's a good prop.
Come on. You know what it looks like. I don't know how to tell you. Anyway.
It's a frozen cup. I have two
so I've
kids.
been told.
What do you mean?
And then I
Just
am
because
moving
it's
on.
flesh color.
I
Yeah,
am
just because it's flesh colored, that makes it.
Oh,
awkward.
okay.
So how cold is it?
And then you pour whatever drink in and then literally squeeze it and it turns into a slushy instantly. Well, Nat has found the great way of turning into the world's fastest margarita machine. So
Gotcha.
All right, that's fine. These is
Yeah.
all this is all
Yeah.
back in play.
Yep,
It's
yeah.
all back in play.
we're okay.
So yeah, if you want to
It got
If you
weird
wanna-
for a little while.
We lost a couple
Yeah.
of viewers on that
margarita
one.
maker,
Yeah.
here's your thing.
yeah. Two people
Two
left.
people are like, I'm out. I'm out.
That's what I do, people. Get your servers.
Show's over.
And then during just the tips, Newman brought out a flesh.
It's great for
the damn
just
show.
Yeah.
For the record, I didn't know it was flesh color till I pulled it out.
Oh, God. I hope you're all laughing. But...
That's a show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be here next time. Don't forget to ring the bell. That way you see when the next video goes up.
All right, nobody's watching anyway.
Oh, poor Natalie is either really excited about this or
she's laughing or hating us right now. Yeah. So Ty, can you beat that?
No, not even close. There is not a prayer. Yeah. I have a just tip. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna magic flesh tone anything right now. So
it's your profession.
Yeah. Oh man. I will say I watched the new Gabriel Iglesias special on Netflix, and it is
fluffy.
Killer.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like one of the most genuine pieces of like performance art I've seen in a long time. So cool. There's just a couple of moments where you can tell he's kind of overwhelmed with the situation. So the comedy's fantastic, but just the authenticity that came with it and came through in that scenario, because he sells out Dodger Stadium and does a special post-COVID. And it's good. Go watch it. If you like stand-up, if you like fluffy, it's fantastic. So
Did you say Netflix?
Yep. Netflix
I'm watching that soon. It's on my list. I saw it the other day and I was like, oh, I should watch that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
You should also watch the Joe Coy live from the forum while you're there. That's the one that cracked up Conway. Back. Your weekend is made, Ian.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Fluff. So he has a TV show where he's a teacher.
It's great.
It's such a good show. Yeah. It's such a good watch. Funny dude, just real life stuff. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. He's good.
Cool. My just the tip is Call of Duty. I'm hooked. The new Call of Duty, going to video games. It's been a lot of fun. Bringing back my 2009 all over again, playing with a bunch of buddies. It's been fun. So good game.
What platform?
I got Xbox. I actually just upgraded the Xbox X, which I will also recommend because it's super fast and really solid.
Send me your gamer tag. I'll download it.
Yeah, it's a good game too. I'll do that. Yeah, Troy used to play with me on mobile for a minute or two.
I played it a long time.
Yeah,
I was like, that's all I have it on is mobile, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, no,
we kind of need to upgrade. We're still on the old school Wii around here. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's awesome though. The new game. If you played Call of Duty at all, growing up or whatnot, this one's a solid game. So. Nice. Maybe taking too much of my time, but I'm okay with it right now. I needed a little bit of veg in my life, and this is fitting the bill. So
there you go.
Good. Conway throwing up something. The people on the show are great fun, but even better parents. So cool to see their friendships.
He's been drinking.
Yeah,
I was a little drunk, but I think we got serious there for a little bit Saturday night. So
yeah, a little bit. That's fine.
I'd hope so. Like all of you guys there, solid people. I hope you get some real time in.
We did.
Yeah,
some quality bro ham time.
I don't like to talk about my feelings.
So I will end with this then. The bro, I mentioned this last week really quickly before Ty's live show with Will. So if you haven't watched that as well, 8 Times Up YouTube channel, check it out. Will was on last week recapping their weekend, which was awesome.
We're doing a giveaway tomorrow. If anybody tuned in, I'm
awesome.
Gonna go live and do the giveaway. So
check that out.
You have until tomorrow to comment on that video if you go watch it.
Yeah. And that's for one of the bags, right? The tactical bag.
Yeah, the tactical.
And those things are awesome.
And if you're not a Patreon of that 8 Times Up, like for very little a month, even on the highest tier, you get an awesome swag.
Yeah.
The
Smoking
swag's
good
incredible.
swag. Yeah,
So
for sure.
Yeah, check that out. But my buddies, the Bro Laws, and Dave's been on a couple times. They're supporting Movember, and I tried to do a mustache. It didn't happen because I got creeped out by myself. But they're all rocking mustaches right now, and they're trying to raise money for Movember, which if you haven't checked it out, I think it's Movember.com, and it's all about men's mental health as well as men's health in general. So just looking after yourself in every way. And I'm going to throw through the flannel panel. I think we're going to try and do a bit of a raffle / giveaway or something like that by the end of the month to support those guys. And their goal was $7,500 Canadian, so it should be easier for you guys.
Like $67.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Last year, that's what they raised. So they're trying to hit that again this year. I say let's eclipse that. So I'm going to throw up a bottle, maybe two. And I got a couple guys here that are going to, help with that, and we'll see what that looks like. So stay tuned.
They did like a live thing before that they did during that.
So last year they did a live telethon, which was the funniest thing ever. And Dave's a funny dude.
Yeah.
So and Joe, his brother-in-law, is also a hilarious guy. So they go on and do a telethon with lots of HGTV guys who they're a part of and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to start posting that on Flannel Panel on Instagram. Next week, I'm hoping to have him on. Andrew West might be joining us. And if he's still watching, let me know if that's happening, because he's a sketchy internet way up north in Canada. But yeah, so it should be fun. And if you're thinking about donating anything in the next little bit, Movember might be a good thing, because I think we all need that a little bit. Mental health has been tough the last few years. I know I've felt it. And then just overall health, I'm feeling that as well. So
also I haven't talked to you yet, but so I have to work next week, so I won't be here. So I will talk a real health professional to take my place. And have Natalie come sit in.
Hey, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm sure she will.
Yeah, we'll set that up for sure.
Cool. Get those guys on. And do you want that to be the week where I paint live, and then we can use that either as a giveaway or they can auction it off and someone can have it?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Whatever you're willing to do. Like 813 Art House is willing to donate something for this, which is huge. I think it's
I'll set up the camera out in the garage, and I'll paint during the show, and we'll get done what we can get done, and then they can either raffle it off or someone can buy it and we'll donate the cash.
Raffled off during the telethon.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, get Dave on. Cool. If he's in, we'll make it happen.
Man. We'll set it up and we'll do that. So please check in next week. We'll talk about Movember a little bit more. We'll have a fun time. And Dave's always a hoot. Shirt on. Andrew West, shirt off. Things happen.
The ladies like it.
Yeah. So Andrew, until next time, Troy, what do we got to do?
We're gonna stay buttoned up.
All right. Cheers, everyone.